Hello students, good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start a very important discipline of the marketing management. Will be rated as a more valuable knowledge as far as the marketing management discipline is concerned, which is nothing but the consumer behavior. Understand? You all know that very often you will be confronting two important words. One is called customer and one more is consumer. Generally, a customer is a typically used word which refers someone who regularly purchases from a particular store or a company. Then, who is a consumer? Consumer is nothing but the person who involves selection, purchase, use or dispose of products or services. I mean to say here, comparatively, consumer is going to perform more activities than a customer. Understand? How a consumer behaves when you go for doing a shopping, what kind of things you observe, what actually attracts to the consumer mind, and what actually influences the consumer to purchase any product. Is that the price? Is that the color? Is that the package of the product? Understand? So these things understanding is very important for any production or service company. Because finally whatever the products they are going to produce, the services whatever they are going to provide reaches to the consumers only. I mean to say here, in order to enhance their businesses, in order to increase their profits, what is essential to understand how a consumer behaves ultimately. Understand? Hence, scientifically understanding the way the consumer thinks, the way the consumer reacts, the way the consumer applies the strategies for the purchase of the products, all falls under consumer behavior. Okay. Hence, the understanding of the consumer behavior is a very important aspect as far as the marketing management is concerned. Then how do you define a consumer behavior? Let us see this. So consumer behavior is the study of how individual customers, groups or organizations select, buy, use and dispose ideas, goods and services to satisfy their needs and wants. It refers to the actions of the consumers in the marketplace and the underlying motives for those actions. Here the very important point one need to observe is that consumer always need not to be an individual. Sometimes a company itself can become a consumer. A tires manufacturing company can become a consumer to that company which supplies rubber. A car manufacturing company can become a consumer to the company which supplies electrical items. I mean to say the consumer may exists as an individual, as an organization itself. The way they think about the product and how they are going to own that product or service for the want of satisfying their deeds is nothing but the consumer behavior. One more way how to understand the consumer behavior. The consumer behavior is the process whereby individuals decide what, when, where, how and from whom to purchase goods and services. Here altogether, the final thing they are going to look into the aspect from where actually they are getting the service or the product, and how they are going to procuring that service or product. Overall way, in a nutshell, how come you understand a consumer behavior? In a layman words, the consumer behavior is nothing but understanding the thinking behavior, the decision making process while owning any product or a service. That what you are calling as the consumer behavior. Okay. Now here you will understand what is the actual importance of the consumer behavior. How the companies are going to benefit by understanding the consumer behavior, by understanding the nature of the customers or the consumers who purchases their products or services. A four-wheeler company would be there. Always they will be conducting surveys, researches to understand the actual problems what they are facing with their products while using. They will be actively listening to the the opinions of the customers or the consumers about their products. Based upon that, the changes will be taking place. I mean to say, for making so many important decisions about the products, about the product delivery, about the product price, manufacturing procedures, understand what is required. The consumer behavior understanding is most important. Let us see here. It is important for marketers to study consumer behavior. This helps marketers to investigate and understand the way in which consumers behave. Now, investigation means here thoroughly, paving a way. What is the reason? How come they are reacting for any action? So what are the purposes? In order to set the appropriate manufacturing policies. For every company, before producing the products or before delivering the services, they have a meticulous plan. To have that plan in appropriate way, what is required, understanding the consumer is most important. Price policies. As you know, the present customer is a more price conscious. The price is such a factor which truly motivates the customer to purchase any product or service. To fixing the appropriate price to the product or service are a kind of having a double-edged knife. Understand? It's a very, very difficult process. Hence, for effective price policies, what is required? Consumer behavior understanding is most important. How the product finally should reach to the hands of the customers. The decision regarding the channels of the distribution. Very, very important. Decision regarding the sales promotions through the advertisement, through the mass media, through the visual media, through the newspapers. Understand? How we can improve the information regarding the products, the sales promotion. Those decisions are also very key as far as the development of the business is concerned. So for making effective sales promotion decisions, what is required? Understanding the consumer behavior is required. Exploiting marketing opportunities, grabbing the opportunities before any other competitor enter into the market, most important. So to do that, what is required? Careful observation of the market is important, which can be possible by understanding the consumer behavior. Highly diversified consumer preferences, as you know very well, plethora of products are there. Many more kinds of services are offered by different companies. That means nowadays the consumer or the customer is having, more flexibility as far as the comparison is concerned. Let us take a Television itself. To purchase a television, many more models are there. Many more companies are there. In the present world, the customer is the king. So in order to understand the consumer preferences, what is required to have the information about the consumer behavior, most important. So new technological products, these kinds of practices anyone can observe in the cell phones. If one can observe carefully in the market, you will be observing every month, every fortnightly you will be observing so many upgraded models as far as the cell phones are concerned. What kind of technologies actually the customers are preferring? Beforehand, to have that information is most important, which is possible because of what we call consumer behavior. So this is the purpose of understanding the consumer behavior, a very, very important discipline as far as the marketing management is concerned. So as far as the dimension of the consumer behavior is concerned, it actually multi-dimensional way of understanding consumer behavior. Generally based upon the psychology, sociology, social psychology, cultural anthropology. These are the considerable dimensions while studying the consumer behavior. Psychology means how the customer think, psychological aspects. Based upon that, a kind of decision making process would be there. What to call this psychological way making the decision about the purchasing of the product. The next one is the sociology. The person's thinking ability is going to be quite different when he is an individual, when he mixes with other people, when he is in the group. Understand? So the way the person or the consumer is going to prefer various actions can be studied under what we call sociology dimension. Say mixing up of psychology, sociology can be understood under social psychology dimension. And finally, cultural anthropology. Through the culture also few kinds of things, few kinds of beliefs over a period of time, generations together, customers will develop. Based upon that also, consumers' tastes are going to differ. So whenever the close-up toothpaste was introduced almost 25 years to 30 years back, many customers were denied the acceptance of the product because of its reddish color. But that company took time in order to read the mindset of the customers. And now if you see the close-up toothpaste and Colgate toothpaste, these are the market leaders as far as what we call dental care is concerned, toothpaste are concerned. Understand? So these four are known as different dimensions of understanding the consumer behavior. Okay. Now, after understanding what we mean consumer behavior, next as well as the purpose of going for understanding the consumer behavior, and what are the various dimensions of understanding the consumer behavior. Now we are going to understand actually how to conduct the research to understand about the consumer research. Searching again and again is nothing but research. Through the research, few big scale problem solutions can be identified. Understand? Because when companies are involving, whenever they are indulging in producing the products, in what you call developing the services, they are investing millions of rupees. then what is required before itself? They should understand the success rate of that particular product or service. The best solution for that is nothing but going for conducting a consumer research. Now, what is a consumer research? Here you see, consumer research plays a very important aspect, especially when a company decides to launch a new product into the market. Companies conduct market research to better understand the consumers, their needs and their satisfaction levels. Now, earlier cell phones, if you consider, the phones were used just for incoming and outgoing facility. But nowadays you see the cell phone, being used not only for incoming, outgoing facility, for plethora of what you call purposes. For saving videos, for what you call listening music, whatnot. More than a mini computer. Nowadays, we cannot imagine our life without a cell phone in our hands. So that way, that much what you call addicted to the cell phone. So here, how is it possible? Because the companies identified the actual needs of the customers. They introduced that developed technology in those cell phones, which is possible because of conducting the consumer research. So because of that, what is happening? They are increasing their sales. Apple iPhones, known for their foolproof software. So how they conduct the consumer research? So through the various, understanding various focus groups, companies finally analyze the nature of the consumer in terms of the data. Data analytics. So in upcoming generation, these skills are very, very important to settle down in your lives. Understand? So those tools can be used under what you call consumer research also. Now, how to conduct a consumer research? Let us see. These are the what you call a tree structure. How to conduct a consumer, research process. Now, let us see what are the steps. Developing the research objective. So, research objective is just like what I would say, a lighthouse. It shows the path. What is the purpose of conducting the research? In order to understand the tastes of the customers, in order to understand what are the opinions they are going to express about the product or service are really what you called reliable or not. Understand? So understanding the research objective before itself is a very, very important. The first step under what you called consumer research is developing the research objective. The next one is collecting and evaluating the secondary data. Primary data would be there, secondary data would be there. Generally, secondary data means this is the data actually collected for conducting research by somebody else before itself. But currently, some of them using that one for the current purpose. What do you call that? Secondary data. Different ways are there to collect the secondary data. The biggest facility for the present generation to conduct what we call to grab the information, secondary data resource is nothing but the internet, through the magazines, through the newspapers, understand? Through the library resources, one can grab the secondary data. Primary research, the primary data collection methods. Freshly for the purpose of that particular research only, if anybody collects the data. What do you call that? Primary data. Like questionnaire method is there, interview method is there. Understand? And finally, they are going to put all the information in terms of what we call reports. Based upon that, appropriate decision will be taken finally. So these are the steps broadly. How many steps? 5 steps are there. Very, very important question, this one. Explain about consumer research. Developing research objective, collecting and evaluating the secondary data, designing the primary research study, collecting primary data and data analysis, and publishing reports having findings or results. Let us see all these steps. Developing research objective. The first step in the consumer research process is developing the research objectives, which involves defining the purpose and objectives to ensure an appropriate design. A statement of objective helps to define the type and level of information needed. You see here. Based upon the objectives only, one can actually estimate the expenditure is going to take place for conducting the research. Because whenever effective tools one need to use, what is required? More investment is required, more scientific tools, more deployment of human resources, sophisticated softwares. This is the first step, developing the research objectives. Collection of the secondary data. So generally secondary data means this information. Data means datum, a single numerical figure. Data means plural form. Two types are there. Internal data sources would be there, external data sources would be there. Internal means the employees, their information is itself becomes the internal data. So what are the examples for external sources? Like directories would be there, country information would be there, published marketing research reports would be there, consumer generated media would be there, like news groups, blogs, groups. If you see the internet, everywhere you will find these kinds of information. Again, in internet, single search engines would be there, multiple search engines are there. So these are the few, aids, few things which helps for collecting the secondary data. So primary research. So again, under primary research, two things would be there. One is called the qualitative research and one more is called the quantitative research. Generally, if descriptive information is required, like calculation of the means, variances, what is required, representation of the information, graphs, quantitative data. But through the opinion, if you want to generate a new idea, what do you call? You call that one as the qualitative kind of research. So what are the methods under quantitative research? Observational research is there, experimentation type are there, surveys are there. Surveys are very, very important techniques. There what do you find? Personal interviews, one-to-one, taking the interview kind of method. Telephone surveys generally you find in the marketing nowadays, real estate businesses. You'll be having phone calls from different sources inquiring about your need, your budget, your opinion, all these things. Mail surveys and online surveys. So observational research, experimentation, surveys. These are the very, very important methods under primary data collection of quantitative. In all these areas, when you are going to use questionnaire and as well as attitude scale. Likert scale, a very, very important scale comes under attitude scales. Like questionnaires are there, open-end questions, closed-end questions. So based upon these instruments, one can have the primary data. So under qualitative techniques, The methods available are in-depth interviews, focus groups, and as well as the projective techniques. So, in-depth interviews are non-structured way the information will be gained from the respondents. Focus groups, group of people will be observed amongst presence of the analyst. Like projective techniques, motives of the people when they are consciously rational. So strictly speaking, comparatively collection of the primary data is a very difficult task than secondary data, because for collecting the primary data, primary research, what is required, sample design is required. What is a sample design? Say sample design contains every information regarding the research what you are going to conduct, right from the sources for the information to the methods, statistical methods what you are using for conducting the research. And decision of the sample size is a one more very important aspect to be considered while one going for a primary data collection. Like there are two types of sampling methods are there: probability sampling methods, non-probability sampling methods. Under probability sampling methods, simple random sampling methods are there, stratified random sampling methods are there. Multi-stage sampling methods are there. Whereas under non-probability sampling methods, one can have chunk, judgment sampling, all these things. And finally, the collected information will be what you called reported through the findings, in terms of tables, in terms of the graphs, in terms of what you called descriptive information. So what do you call this? The way, the procedure how to conduct the consumer research. So today what we discussed, what do you know consumer behavior? What is that? Ideas, goods, services, how they are going to select, dispose, isn't it? Next, importance of the consumer behavior, like manufacturing policies, price policy, decision regarding channels of distribution, new technological products, all these things. Next, dimensions of the consumer behavior, psychological, sociology, social psychology, cultural anthropology. Next, we came to know the very important aspect, so these are the various steps. Developing research objectives, collection of the secondary data, design primary research study, qualitative data collection techniques, collecting sample for primary data collection, data analysis and reporting. I stop here. Tomorrow we continue. Thank you so much.